Okay, I just got done doing my regular recording and I sat down to watch a podcast and just relax, and I have my knitting here next to me, and I was watching Chevyrell or Chevis. If you haven't seen her podcast, it is wonderful and you need to check it out. I'll try to remember to link it. But she did 10 Yarnie questions. So I'm going to answer them. Let's see. First one, if I can read it, is what is your favorite color of yarn? I think it's easier to tell you the color I don't care for. And that's just the color in most of my life I don't care for, which is grapey purple. I'm not a fan of grapey purple. It's just not drawn to it. I think it comes from when I was in middle school. Everybody was about the purple and the rainbows and the unicorns. And it's when those bags, those purses came out that looked like mini duffel bags. And it just wasn't my thing. I was more about the red, black, white. So, yeah. Other than that, most colors I like. Colors most people don't like, which is yellow. I love to knit with. It looks good on me. My purse is yellow, as you can see right there. It's, yeah. Yeah, so what's your favorite weight of yarn? I like all weights of yarn, except really lace weight, but I'll double lace weight. Or I'll knit with lace weight doubled, as in one kind and another kind instead of just the same one doubled. Not a huge lace weight knitter. I like knitting lace, but that's fine. It's not for me. Bigger than bedspread weight when it comes to crochet. I used to crochet with sewing thread, and that I believe is a 70, and I know there's even thinner numbers, the 80s, things like that. Crocheting just depends on the size of the hook, and knitting just depends on the size of the needle. I like all. The one that I gravitate towards, though, would be a heavy DK worsted Aran, somewhere within that range there. I like knitting sweaters. I like crocheting afghans that are weighty. Double fingering, which is a DK, is a go-to for that. Even double DK, which is an Aran, works for me. I like the heavier. I went to buy needles once, and somebody asked me, why are you getting that big of a needle? And I'm like, because that's what I knit sweaters with. I mean, I like knitting on 8, 9s, 10s, 10.5s, sometimes up to an 11. Those are go-tos for me. They're normal size. They don't hurt my hands. Sock yarn, I knit with a 2. Other people knit with a 1.5 or whatever. 2's my go-to. I do have 1.5s going right now. Number 3, what is your favorite style of yarn? I think a true worsted prep plied yarn is my favorite, other than my own hand spun, and that's just because hand spun's hand spun. I have knit with all kinds, though. I've knit with art yarn, I've crocheted with art yarn, I've done chainette style, blown, singles. Singles are something I really don't care for unless I double ply it, as in 2 strands. Not a huge singles knitter. Though for felted items, I do like a twisted single for like the clogs. I love to go with Lamb's Pride or Malabrigo worsted for the felted clogs because they do felt better. It's just nature of the beast. So I think it depends on what I'm knitting or crocheting as to what I like. I love mercerized cotton or Pima cotton for crochet garments. I like the sheen of it. I like the drape of it. I also like linen for crochet garments. So once it's washed up, it's beautiful. My problem is can't read it with my glasses on, can't see the screen without my glasses on. So I'm in that weird section of eyeballs there. Wow, that was weird. Let's see. What is my favorite fiber? Favorite fiber is hard. I'm not going to say to knit with because I like cotton, linen. I like, of course, the expensive stuff, the bison, the kittiet, the cashmere. When it comes to fiber, I'm going to jump over to spinning because what do I love to spin? And my favorite thing to get a hold of to spin is either Rambouillet or Cormo. Love spinning those. I like spinning bison. Cashmere from the fluff. There's about the only thing that I've ever spun that I don't like to spin is hair, and that would be dog hair, cat hair, camel hair, where it's not really the fiber, it's not the undercoat, it's not the soft fluff. It's even Wensleydale to me feels like a hair, and some alpaca is fine, some alpaca is hairy. I don't like spinning the hair. I also don't like fibers or yarns that have VN in them. Because I'm a spinner, I don't want to deal with VM. And that's vegetable matter, which you can realize is, poop or hay or whatever. I've spun straight from the fleece. I've spun in the grease. Those I expect to have a little bit of VM in them, but they should be skirted and done properly. But like if I'm spending the money on a Noro, it's one of the reasons Noro and I don't get along, is a lot of their yarns still have the fiber in them. And I was going to say fiber as in the hay, the vegetation kind of things in them. And it's not my favorite. So that plays into the fiber type that I like. If I have to sit there and pick or card, I want my prep done for me if I'm buying fiber. You see me touching my face a lot. Moving here to South Dakota, there is something in the air that my eyes itch like mad, and I'm constantly putting in eye drops, and I'm gonna get in hopefully to see an allergist and see what's going on. I think I'm on number 5. What is your favorite brand? I'm thinking it's yarn or fiber that you can get within your country. If I were to say a brand that is just here, one that I think of as American made, Buffalo Gold would be one of my favorites. That I've knit many things out of. Also, like I had said, Lamb's Pride, that's made here. A lot of indie dyers, but are they sourcing from here or are they not? And so you kind of got to look at that. What is my favorite brand that you can't get within your country? I haven't been able to find a supplier for drops, and I've only knit a few things from drops with their yarn, because I have to buy it from overseas. There's other indies that are overseas, and I would say Shetland or Icelandic wool, the letlopi and things like that that come from Iceland. Are that one. I just ordered from Skeins. I wanted a sweater's quantity, and again, I can't get into that room to get my yarn, so until I'm in another house where I can get into that yarn very easily, I'm not going to be knitting much, but in between saying I had enough yarn to this, yeah, and Skeins comes from New Zealand, so I wanted some. I wanted to try it. What is my favorite yarn store and brick and mortar store? My favorite yarn store of all times would have been Threadbare, and of course they've been gone forever, but they were an amazing yarn store. I know there were some controversies of what happened and what that, but I never dealt with any of that, and the guys were always nice to me. It was like a home away from home. Yarn stores in my little community that I lived in, some of the snootiest Yarnie people I have ever met were at those stores. Once they changed hands or things like that, and I don't deal with snooty well. I'm very down to earth, or at least I try to be. And I try to include everyone, whether you're on the budget of everything comes off the clearance area, or you're on the budget of you want to order your Afghan's worth at the same time. Everybody's the same. We all knit the same. We all crochet the same. I haven't found a comparison to go to that I felt that comfortable. It was either Threadbare, or there used to be Knit City or City Knit? City Knits in Grand Rapids was really good too. That was Lorelei's. I did like the evening atmosphere at, they just closed down. It was Michelle's store. I can't think of it. Sorry, Sarge is talking with me. Can't think of the name of it, but they just closed down. But they had like late night yarn parties and things like that. That was really cool. I like that. Being open at 2 o'clock in the afternoon doesn't do me any good. I'm at work. So that goes into the online yarn stores, and I really don't have one that I frequent all the time. Jimmy Bean's Wool is amazing. I go there for a go-to. Webs, I occasionally go there. Of course, there's Knit Picks and Crochet. Ooh, is it Crochet Now or Crochet Me or Crochet something that is the new Knit Picks derivative for crochet. I go to those. I've got quite a few friends that sell online, and so it depends on what I'm ordering and what I want. I'm not picky. I do look at certain things when I'm buying from somebody. If they've been obnoxiously arrogant in certain things, I'm probably not going to be giving them my money. But if they're, again, there for the yarn, and that's what they're there for, as in they're not being political or anything like that, my money talks on people like that, and I care to take care of them. A few that I can think of: Tuscan Knits, Skeins, I used to be able to name a whole ton of them off the top of my head, but I haven't been buying that much lately. So, as it comes in. What's the next question? Do you keep scrap yarn? And if so, what do you do with it? Yeah, mostly. If it's too short, no. I'm not one that has to knit with everything. Some things I hold over just because if I need to darn something or fix something, oh, excuse me, I go ahead and do that. But I also do scrappy blankets. I just got rid of a ton of scraps though in moving. I decided to offload them, and I offloaded them to a friend. I had a big white trash bag, kitchen size, what's that, 13-gallon, that went to a friend that she uses it for arts and crafts and things like that. So I do keep them. It just depends. What is your favorite thing to crochet or knit? Well, I said that earlier, which would be sweaters or afghans, blankets. I like socks, but I like wearing socks more than I like knitting socks. And I'm not huge into, I knit shawls, but I don't wear them all that much. And scarves, I've got my couple go-to. Hats, I'm not a hat wearer. I make them for other people. Sarge just told me today that his hat had fallen apart. He uses one when he sleeps. He likes to sleep with a hat on because his head is high and tight. His hair's high and tight, so he uses a hat to sleep in, and he said his is falling apart, so I need to make him another one real quick and get that mailed out to him. If you could crochet or knit one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be, and what yarn would you use? Afghans and hand spun. If it was the only thing I could do, because then I could spin. I'd have to have unlimited supply of fiber. But yeah, it would probably be 3-ply worsted Afghans. And they could either be crochet or knit. So yeah. So I will put the questions in the down thingy, and I'll try and link, what was it that I was going to link? I have no idea. That's how bad it is. I don't know. Anyways, I know the questions will be down there. I'm not going to tag anybody. I know there's people that I would like to see do this. Maybe murder knits, maybe politically incorrect knitters, maybe, oh, who's another one that I'm watching these days? Most of them I've seen do it already. So, if you're watching this and you want to play along, play along. So until next time, bye.